Heather Dawson, and welcome to Coast. We are here at the Mission Hills Country Club for the Gallery Classic. Let's check in with J.R. Ibarra.
After success with its inaugural launch, the PGA Senior Tour has returned to the Mission Hills Country Club in Rancho Mirage, California for the Gallery Classic. Some of the tour's top names were on hand once again to take on a course that has a storied history in professional golf. And there was great anticipation by many of the favorites.
It's a great event. A lot of people last year too. So again, we're lucky to play all these tournaments that we have. But I'll tell you, for being a desert rat for 40 years, I'm hoping, I'm healthy enough to just get it around, but I'd like to play at least 2 or 3 more years here. It's a fun course. It's kind of suits my eye a little bit. You got to drive it really well. But now to have a tournament, and I think the Gallery, I think we're here for a long time, I hope, because it is a very, very good event.
Yeah, all positive. It's a great setup for us, being here in the desert. The weather, all around a great spot for us to be. It's from the setup here in the clubhouse to the hotels to everything about it is first class, and it's an easy place to come to, and they put out a wonderful tournament here. They do a good job with everything, and it's great for us to be here.
One of the returning names for this year's tournament was reigning champion David Toms, who was looking to go back-to-back in this new Desert Classic, and he had some reflections on his victory from 2023.
It's an honor to have won here, as far as it being our first event here on this golf course. But like I said, there were a lot of history here before, a lot of great champions that have played well here and won, and so to be a part of that list, whether it was male or female or whatever it might be, I think it's a great venue, and I'm honored to be a part of it.
Aside from the great weekend of professional golf, the event is having a continued impact on the Coachella Valley with its emphasis on wellness through its title sponsor, along with contributions to many local charities.
Our title sponsor being Gallery and early cancer detection tests. We have 6 beneficiaries in a cancer related here in the Coachella Valley. Each of those are a part of really what that cancer journey is, from the Desert Cancer Foundation, the Hanson House, Shays Warriors Life After Cancer, Eisenhower, the Pendleton Foundation, and the American Cancer Society. They're all such great organizations that do so much for the community in so many different ways, and so we're proud to be able to partner with them and to give back what we can as we are here at this beautiful golf course, and have amazing volunteers that pay to volunteer to be able to give more money back to charity. So we're grateful to be able to partner with them.
At the end of another successful weekend of golf, Retief Goosen nabbed the championship trophy for this year's event. And while things might have gotten a little soggy over the weekend, it appears that the Coachella Valley has another great golf classic for fans to enjoy for years to come. From Rancho Mirage, California, this is J.R. Ibarra for Coast to Coast.
And coming up next here on Coast to Coast, we have ideas for your summer family travel. Plus, we check in with Food Network star for her favorite recipes. All this and more when we come back. Don't go away. It's National Brunch Month, so let's check in with the Food Network for one of their winning star chefs.
Well, for many, brunch is the favored meal of the day because it combines the great taste of breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Well, during this National Brunch Month, we're going to get some tasty ideas from award-winning chef Palak Patel. Chef, why is brunch so popular?
Well, to me, brunch is all about spending quality time with family and friends. I have a new cookbook coming out called Food is Love, and there I've shared some brunch recipes that really combine what you just mentioned, the best of breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Aren't we glad brunch is here? And so today I would love to share some tips and some ideas to create a unique menu that helps people celebrate National Brunch Month.
What is that one item that you should have for a great brunch?
If you come to my house, every brunch starts with a freshly made cup of coffee. That's how I welcome everyone. And if you're looking for a crowd favorite, I would check out Starbucks limited edition at home spring coffees, including the new coffee that is brown sugar cinnamon flavored. that is available as a cold brew concentrate. I love anything on ice. And they've also brought back 2 seasonal favorites, the Spring Day Blend and a toasted coconut mocha flavored coffee available in K-cups or ground. Now, to me, brunch is coffee and coffee is brunch. They kind of go hand in hand. And since the season has started, I've incorporated the Spring Day Blend into my morning ritual. Sometimes I'll have it hot, sometimes I'll have it iced. And all of these are available at your local grocery store or online for a limited time.
Sounds great. What would be another unique suggestion for a brunch meal?
Well, I have some tips that really help you up-level brunch. Love putting together a charcuterie board for brunch. And on the charcuterie board, I add Sunsweet Probiotic Plus prunes. Now, these prunes bring some sweetness to help cut those salty cheeses and the spicy dips. Next up, to elevate your typical brunch drink, making a mule mocktail using Sunsweet amazing prune juice. And I love to serve that mocktail with a delicious prune cinnamon swirl bread. And if you're not baking with prunes, you're missing out, because prunes add a lot of natural sweetness and moisture to a lot of those recipes. And with these tips, you can help kind of bring those feel-good vibes to brunch using Sunsweet, amazing prunes, amazing prune juice, and those probiotic plus prunes. Feel like they're a perfect brunch companion.
And what would be some other ingredients for a great brunch?
Yeah, my brunch table will always have a big bowl of seasonal fruit. Whatever's in season, cut up. I like to add a little mint and a drizzle of maple syrup. And the maple syrup's gonna add natural sweetness to the fruit. And it kind of is a refreshing thing to complement the savory things that are on the table.
All right, so where can we find some more information on all these great ideas and these recipes?
Yeah, you can get more info on tipsontv.com.
Perfect. Chef Palak Patel, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Giada Valenti from Venice with Love, the new singing sensation from Venice, Italy. Giada Valenti, taking you on a romantic journey, performing some of the world's most beautiful songs. Giada Valenti from Venice with Love, sharing love, laughter, and joy.
Where do I begin to tell the story of how great a love can be?
Music flows through my veins, is my passion, and to entertain my wonderful audience is such a joy, and it allows me to travel the world one concert at a time. But I have another big passion, the joy of cooking healthy, delicious food. This is fantastic.
I'm so glad you came all this way to see me.
I'm so much looking forward to try your food. I've heard great things about it. So show us around this beautiful place.
Please, come on.
You see, I firmly believe that we are what we eat, and that's why I've dedicated myself to creating simple, delicious dishes that not only nourish the body, but also delight the senses. And I love to share them with my fans. Healthy choices don't need to be bland. They can be bursting with flavors and bring cultures from around the world right at our tables.
Coming up next, we've got the latest on your family summer travel, plus the best of entertainment. You don't want to miss it. Stay with us. From the desert to the beach, now is the perfect time to start planning your summer travel. Here's more.
Hi everyone, this is Elise with Coast to Coast, and today I have a very special guest, Dahlia Cologne. And one travel trend that is growing in popularity is planning multi-generational family vacations. Here with some travel vacation inspiration is travel expert and journalist Dahlia Cologne, who is teaming up with Visit Florida to share suggestions for taking a fun family trip to the Sunshine State. Dahlia also just released her first book, The Florida Vegetarian Cookbook. Welcome in, Dahlia.
Thanks so much.
All right, my first question that I'm going to ask you is, why is now the perfect time to plan your family vacation?
Well, summer will be here before you know it, and if we're talking about a multi-generational trip that involves kids, you know, the end of the school year can be crazy. So now is the perfect time to lock in that vacation, give everyone something to look forward to, because a family vacation really is the best way to connect, build those core memories and traditions that transcend generations. And in my experience as a Florida resident, Florida really is the best place to do this because, of course, you already know we have the theme parks and the beaches, but beyond that, there are just so many things to do, from swimming with the manatees in Crystal River, what a great family memory that would be, right? To maybe taking a little Havana food tour down in Miami.
And do you have any hidden gems in Florida for families to explore?
One of my family's favorite hidden gems is Amelia Island and Fernandina Beach. This area is about 30 minutes from Jacksonville, so easily accessible. And this is where Southern hospitality meets coastal charm. Visitors can explore everything from historic forts, they can enjoy fresh seafood cuisine, maybe play a round of world-class golf, and then the accommodations are perfect for large families because you've got the guest homes where everybody can spread out and have their own room, go to bed when they want, or if you want a hotel or a resort, you'll find that too.
And do you have any suggestions for the adventure seekers out there?
For sure. So of course, you know, we've got the thrill rides at the theme parks, but if you want some natural adventures, again, Martin County is the place to go. So you can register for a free guided eco tour with the Explore Natural Martin program. And this will give you a lay of the land of all the aquatic adventures there are to choose from. And there are a lot, everything from surfing lessons, stand-up paddleboarding, to water skiing, scuba diving, or maybe you just want to relax and enjoy a sunset sail with the whole family, maybe get some great family pictures for your holiday card, or charter a fishing boat to reel in the memories.
Well, Dahlia, thank you so much. I'm so excited to look up some Florida vacation destinations. Where can we go for more information?
Well, we'd love to have you, and to plan your trip, head to visitflorida.com/family.
There's a new book on raising mentally strong children, and we've got the tips. Here's more.
Well, there's a new book that has been released that helps parents facing the challenge of raising mentally strong kids in this modern world. And joining us to talk about that is child psychologist and co-author of Raising Mentally Strong Kids, Dr. Charles Fay, who also co-authored this book with Dr. Daniel Amen. Doctor, thank you so much for joining us. Why is this book so critical right now?
Well, kids are in historic trouble. CDC research coming out showing that 57% of teenage girls admit being persistently sad. And 24% admit making plans to end their life. Now, this is pretty shocking. People are in a lot of pain. Boys and girls, parents are struggling to find practical strategies that actually work to address the many mental health challenges. That's why we wrote the book.
Doctor, why did you decide to blend brain science with one of the most effective parenting programs, parenting with love and logic?
Well, the healthy brain equals a healthy life. We need to remember that. And that's neglected in too many books. See, the brain really is the command center. And doesn't it make sense that we would learn to love our brains and that we would teach our kids to love their brains, because when you love something, you take care of it. You have good diet for it, you have exercise, you avoid too much screen time, you focus on positive thoughts rather than negative things, you wear a helmet when you're doing sports, etc., etc. Now, with that said, we need practical parenting skills, and that's where the love and logic approach comes in, to teaches parents how to be firm and loving as they set limits and hold their kids accountable.
Doctor, what is the one main message that you want parents to take away from this book?
Well, one of the things we've taught for years, is the importance of delivering a strong message of empathy or sadness for the child before we deliver limits or before we deliver consequences. So here's an example: the kid doesn't do his chores, so we lock in the empathy first. And see, when we could do that with empathy instead of anger, do the odds go up that the kid is actually going to learn an important life lesson? Now, if we do it with anger, they're just going to be mad at us and learn nothing except for being mad at us.
Doctor, where can we get a copy of this book, Raising Mentally Strong Kids?
You can find this book anywhere great books are sold. You can learn about Dr. Daniel Amen's wonderful work at amenclinics.com, or about my work at Love and Logic at loveandlogic.com.
Dr. Charles Fay, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Welcome back to the Angel Baby Show. I'm Ava Lynn, and we're here with author Noelle Crooks, who is generating a ton of buzz for her new fiction novel, Under the Influence. It's inspired in part by her own toxic female-led workplace experience, working as the brand director at Rachel Hollis's The Hollis Company.
Well, thank you so much for having me. This has been really such a wild ride. I've come to find it's such a universal message. I've heard from so many early readers that they can relate to the main character. They can relate to this story of toxic workplaces or having a bad boss. I definitely fell victim to hustle culture early on in my 20s. I always say I was sort of the child that my most exciting elementary school days were when I got to be line leader, and that is just the energy. I'm like a forever teacher's pet. And so when I entered the workforce, this ended up being sort of right around like 2014 when the girl boss era really started. And I, at that point, really fell victim to hustle culture and was really prioritizing work over mental health and things like that. To me, this book also represents maybe the book that I wish I could have read back when I was just joining the workforce. And my hope is that when readers hear the story and hear Harper's journey, maybe they can reflect and also potentially look out for some red flags in their own workplace as well. Harper is someone who is really ambitious, and sort of when we meet her in this story, she's living in New York and definitely down on her luck. She is in her late 20s. It is a lot of a coming of age story. So she learns a lot about herself. She learns a lot about standing up for herself and inevitably not just finding her voice, but really owning it at the end. I would love, love, love to see it, a Hollywood adaptation of it. I have been on a book tour, and that's actually a question I've gotten every single city is, when is this going to be on TV, or when is this going to be a movie? Because the characters really do sort of jump out at you, and they are characters that feel so dynamic. You want to see it happen. You want it to be on a screen. So I've told everyone on book tour that we're going to quietly try to manifest it and bring that to fruition.
Thank you so much, Noelle, for joining us today. We would love to hear where to get this book and how to follow along.
You can get Under the Influence pretty much everywhere you buy books: Barnes & Noble, Target, Amazon, and indie bookstores. And to follow along with me and my journey, you can follow me on Instagram and TikTok at Noelle Crooks, NoelleCrooks.
And that's a wrap for us here at the beautiful Gallery Classic. I'm your host, Heather Dawson. We'll see you next time.